Hello everyone and welcome to This Day. Today is Tuesday, August 22nd, and I'm Bobby Higgins. Coming up on our show today, we have Dr. Brian Huang, a neurosurgeon with Memorial Care. He'll be joining us to educate us about spinal cord stimulation therapy, which is being used to treat chronic pain and neuropathy. If you've ever experienced back pain, this could be a game changer. And after Dr. Huang, audiologist Anne Mundell-Noel will be joining us with Amazing Hearing. Their motto is change your hearing and improve your life. So a lot of good information coming up on this show today. And let's take us now to Stay Informed. Coming up is the last 2023 Community Mulch Day. Mulch will be available for free in clubhouses 3 and 5 on Friday through Monday, August 25th through the 28th. This free community mulch event is for those residents who wish to enrich soil in their own private personal gardens and garden plots. And now taking a look at the weather. Today's weather is sunny. The crazy weather from Tropical Storm Hillary is definitely gone, and today is beautiful sunny skies with a high of 80. Tonight, the typical fog pattern returns late in the evening with a low of 64. Tomorrow, there will be morning clouds, then gradually becoming more sunny with a high of 81 and a low of 65. Morning clouds again on Thursday morning with a high of 78 and a low of 65. Friday will be mostly sunny with a high of 80 and a low of 64. And by Saturday, it'll be full summer sun once again as temperatures increase. And taking a look at today's sunrise and sunset, here's a beautiful picture from Crystal Cove given to us by Michael Dermody. Thank you so much for sharing your photos. And if anybody has any other photos they want to share with us, I'd love to see that sunset over the weekend right before the Tropical Storm Hillary hit. It was a gorgeous night. But today's sunrise was at 6:17 a.m. and tonight your sunset at 7:28 p.m. Coming up next, stay with us. We have a great show coming your way. Dr. Brian Huang with Memorial Care will be here. But first, let's take a look at today's meetings.
Family business. I have my wife, my 2 sons that work in the business with me. So we really actually are a family-run business. We call them our extended family. We do it from the moment they walk into the office. We actually have personal relationships and friendships with our clients.
They're not just a client, they are part of our friends and family.
That's what we do here at Sterling Financial Advisors. We help people get peace of mind and quality of life in retirement.
Pacific Cremation Services offers you the ultimate freedom to become one with the salty breezes and brilliant sunset reflections. A scattering at sea is a unique, beautiful way to honor the life of anyone who chooses to be cremated. We help you plan the details and understand what to expect. Choose from our 3 simple plans and let us help you start the process of healing and life celebration. Contact us at pacificcremationservices.com to create a personalized service at sea today.
Laguna Woods Dental Care, our goal is to serve and provide dental services to the residents of Laguna Woods. Dr. Mohsen Mahmood is currently specializing in senior dental care from USC Dental School and has been serving the Laguna Woods community for over 16 years. At Laguna Woods Dental, our top priority is your overall wellness, ensuring your current medications do not affect your oral health. We offer a convenient plan for $250 a year that includes exam, x-rays, and all types of cleanings are covered. Our office is located right outside of gate number 3. Come book your appointment today.
Hi, remember us?
We're back,
Christine and Jack from the Jewelry Box.
which is now the Jewelry Box Estate Buyers.
Relocated in a new spot in our old shopping center.
But we're still Orange County's preeminent buyer of gold, jewelry, watches, and flatware.
And we're still a full jewelry repair center. And with our 3 graduate gemologists, we're still here to appraise your special pieces.
And like always, at the Jewelry Box Estate Buyers,
it's about trust.
Hey, beach walkers, grandkid chasers, stair climbers, dance lovers, weekend warriors, and yogis. Your life demands activity, and joint pain shouldn't hold you back. Get personalized joint care that's as unique as you, with high satisfaction rates to prove it, at Memorial Care. Your joint replacement patient navigator will be by your side, helping you safely return to more. Like another beach, extra hug, and one more song. More from life is calling with Memorial Care.
Welcome back to This Day. Have you ever had back pain? Have you ever not been able to get out of bed because your back won't let you? Well, today we have Dr. Brian Huang with Memorial Care, and he's going to give us a lot of information that could be a huge relief for people having back pain. Welcome. Thank you for joining us.
It's a pleasure to be here. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, absolutely. So, well, first off, did you survive Tropical Storm Hillary? Did you have any issues with that?
Barely.
How about the hospital? Any water damage or anything?
Thankfully, no. I think we're ready. There's enough
good.
warning. So.
Well, and it's a newer building too, right? It's
Yes.
not that old. So,
Yeah.
yeah, that's good. I know. To me, I'm like, we've had worse storms in the winter time. One time I had a tree come down, we couldn't even leave our street. So,
Oh my God.
And we didn't even have branches in the street this time. There
Yeah.
was not much
Yeah, thank God.
wind, knock on wood, at least here in this
At
area.
least here. Yeah, we're very fortunate this time, for sure.
So tell me about yourself. Why did you want to become a neurosurgeon?
I think I'm very lucky to have really good mentors who guided me throughout my life, and I had this burning passion to serve others. And so I always appreciate all the opportunities and mentors I had in life, and I wanted to challenge myself to serve people who have a difficult medical problem. And so neurosurgery, neurology, involves a lot of challenging, complex diseases that affect people for long periods of time. And so I wanted to serve those people and bring some joy and happiness and cure to them. So.
Yeah, absolutely. That's one of definitely the benefits of your job is being someone who maybe was in pain or had a problem and then being able to correct that. I would imagine that is very fulfilling.
Yes, challenging, but fulfilling.
And so I understand you were a U.S. Army Green Beret medical sergeant.
Yes.
As well. Were you on the front lines during time of war?
Yes. So as a combat medic and a Green Beret, my first job was a shooter, so I was an infantryman. And then I received additional training once I qualified as a Green Beret to serve as a medic on the team. And so I was deployed to multiple locations and thankfully came back without too much harm.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah. What was the most significant lesson you would say you'd have taken from that time of when you were involved with that?
That this is an amazing country, that we do a lot of good around the world, and there's amazing men and women on the front lines and behind protecting this country and also making ultimate sacrifices. So it was very humbling and touching. But at the same time, I also realized that just being a good citizen, you don't have to serve in uniform, just being a good citizen, it does a lot to serve this great country. Yes,
absolutely. And so you were a neurosurgeon for the FDA Center for Devices and Radiological Health as well. What was that like?
So actually, I'm currently serving as a neurosurgeon for the FDA, and that also goes back to my passion for serving. And I am very interested in neurosurgery and innovation, and FDA's job is to safeguard the public and make sure that we bring the safest and the most effective tested neurosurgical treatments to the community and to American population. So that's a lifelong mission for me, and that's why I'm going to be staying with the agency and supporting their mission.
Is it hard to get new devices approval?
Yes, it is,
yeah.
for good reasons. Because obviously there's a lot of innovative minds in this country, but our job is to work with them and collaborate with them, not make their job harder, but to guide them in a way that they can get those very important treatments that currently don't exist in the hands of doctors and Americans.
If something is going to become FDA approved, and it does all that it says it's going to do, and you have worked it and tested it, how long of a process can that be?
Wow. 3 to 5 years.
Okay.
3 to 5 years, yeah. And we have, I'm really happy to say that we have a very rigorous testing standards within the FDA, and so the products that get released, of course, we're going to continue to monitor them for the lifetime of the products, but they're very safe and effective in general.
Any devices that are major impact today that you helped to get cleared?
Since I'm an active FDA member, I cannot comment on that.
Oh, okay, all right.
but I do review all neurosurgical and neuroendovascular as well as rehab-related devices and guide their clinical trials and also aftermarket reviews.
Okay.
So, yeah.
All right, wonderful. And what would you say at the end of your career one day, when you retire one day,
Yeah.
what do you hope has been your legacy or your impact on this field?
You know, I'm just one person. I'm just one human being. So all I want to know is that I made a positive impact in my community. That's all.
I love that. So today we're talking about spinal cord stimulation therapy,
Yeah.
which is being used to treat chronic pain and neuropathy.
Yeah.
What are some of the common spine conditions that people 55 and older are dealing with?
So as you mentioned, beginning of the show, almost everybody has experienced back pain at some point. And unfortunately, as we get older, we continue to want to be active, but our spine and the nerves that go through them and the spinal cord, they unfortunately go through wear and tear. And so usually that translates into pain. A lot of the times, you don't need anything special. With rest and some over-the-counter medication, pain will get better. But in few situations, the pain can become out of control. And the way I think about it is there can be a hardware problem, meaning it can be related to a structure problem, like a bone fracture can push on a nerve, or disc herniation can push on a nerve and cause pain. But I also realize, and the medical community has realized recently, that there's a lot of software-related issues with the nerves. For instance, if you have a shingles and then that damages your nerve, or if you have a car accident and then it damages the nerve, those situations can spiral out of control and cause chronic pain. In those situations, unfortunately, besides powerful medications that unfortunately have a lot of side effects, we haven't had effective treatment. And so this is where neuromodulation literally means we modify the nerves. These types of treatments are really taking this whole field by storm and bringing meaningful pain relief to people.
Wow, that's wonderful. And so what's the difference between chronic pain and neuropathy? Or is that kind of what you're saying with the...
Yeah, this is a very good question. So chronic pain in general means pain that has been going on for months. And that usually means that there is a process that's going on that unfortunately body cannot handle effectively on its own and to resolve the actual issue. And neuropathy is a specific type of chronic pain that's caused by injury to the nerve. And the injury can be due to many, many reasons. Like I mentioned, it could be due to an accident. It can be due to an infection like shingles. It can also be due to a heart attack that causes nerves that are related to the heart. It can be due to diabetes or peripheral vascular disease. All these conditions are very common in our communities. And even if you have led a very healthy life, due to many factors, one can develop these symptoms and conditions as one gets older. And because nerves are very, very expensive organs and they're very sensitive to the things that happen in our body, even high sugar levels, blood pressure problems, circulation problems can affect the nerves and can turn them into a pain-generating chronic pain situation.
Are they differently treated, or you treat them the same?
Chronic pain and neuropathy?
Yes.
So it all depends on what the actual issue is. And so generally for neuropathy, we start with understanding what the problem is. Is it an acute pain? It hasn't been going on for a few weeks. Has it been going on for months? So we determine the chronicity, how long it's been going on for, and then we try to figure out, is it a hardware problem? So as a spine surgeon myself, I try to figure out, is there a structural problem that's causing this chronic pain that can be treated with surgery by fixing the structural problem? And then if that's not the concern, then we look at the software issues of the nerve, which we may not necessarily be able to see on imaging, but we can understand based on symptoms. And a subset of those people may benefit from neuromodulation therapy.
So how does the spinal cord stimulation, how does it help? How does it work?
So it is really fascinating because we all had this experience. Let's say you get a bee sting in your thigh, and the next movement that one automatically makes is rubbing that area, and then instantly the pain starts feeling better. And so it is actually the same concept. And so people have figured out, or in ancient Egyptian time, that if you have a painful toe, when you stick your foot in the Nile River, an electrical eel will come and bite your toe, and then there'll be some electrical stimulation, and then the pain goes away. And so people have realized that there is one road to the brain where all the pain sensations received and processed. So if you hijack that pathway with neuromodulation, low stimulation electricity, then you can actually scramble the pain signal coming from either your feet, your knee, your leg, your buttock, your back, and essentially trick their brain into thinking the pain stimulation doesn't exist.
Okay.
That's how it basically works.
That's how it works.
Yeah.
Wonderful. Definitely, I'm sure there's much more information to know about it.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, we've run out of time, but thank you for being here. And you know, if anybody has any back issues, please come speak to Dr. Huang. He will definitely help you out. So, neurosurgeon with Memorial Care. But don't go anywhere. Coming up next, we have Amazing Hearing right here on This Day.
At Memorial Care Saddleback Medical Center, we are a magnet designated facility, which means that we're in the top 8% of hospitals across the nation that are recognized for high quality patient outcomes and nursing excellence. And what that means is that we have nurses that are highly engaged and enthusiastic about their workplace, that we have lower vacancy rates, lower turnover, and high nursing satisfaction scores.
Hi there, it's Bob Eubanks. You probably know me from the Newlywed Game, but what you may not know is I'm the only living person to have produced a Beatles show all 3 years they toured America. I've put together a great show called Backstage with the Beatles. I tell seldom or never before heard stories that lead up to music with a Beatle band on stage with me, Ticket to Ride. We're gonna be here, Laguna Woods, in the Pack, September 23rd at 7 p.m.
We all need someone to hold our hand now more than ever. And when you need help with your hearing, we will not only hold your hand, but we'll help walk with you through the process.
Hi, I'm Ann Mundell-Noel, audiologist and owner of Amazing Hearing.
Oticon's More Hearing Aids with deep neural networking and artificial intelligence helps you hear people in noise with greater detail and clarity. The Oticon More and Amazing Hearing. We're here to help give you a helping hand.
Hi there, we're Orange County Labs. Please call us today for your VIP concierge phlebotomist in-home lab collection appointment. We simply come to you in the safety and convenience of your very own home for any lab test. As a covered benefit at no cost to you, we will draw your blood for your physician with results the very next day. One call to Orange County Labs does it all. We look forward to seeing you all soon.
Welcome back to This Day. Joining me now is audiologist Ann Mundell-Noel. She's owner also of Amazing Hearing. Thank you for being here today.
Thank you, Bobby, for having me.
Good. And so just have to ask, because it was so recent, did you survive Tropical Hillary?
We did. Everything was fine. I'm from Michigan, so for me this was pretty much a common storm that we would have in Michigan.
Nice.
So we're very blessed that it wasn't anything more.
And your office was okay? No leaks or anything?
We're great.
Oh,
Thanks.
good. So tell me about yourself. Why did you end up becoming an audiologist?
Well, I got into being an audiologist because I was originally going to be a physical therapist going to the University of Michigan, and at the last minute I got a track scholarship to go to Michigan State, and when I went there they didn't have physical therapy. So I, in a series of events, became an audiologist, and it's been an amazing path. I love what I do.
Oh, that's wonderful. Do you still run track at all, or run today?
I tell people that I jog. I no longer run. There is a difference between the two. But yes, I love that activity and I do it every day.
Oh, good for you. And so what would you say for this job has been the most rewarding thing for you?
The most rewarding thing for me is knowing that I make a difference in people's lives. When they come in and they're struggling with communication, they're struggling with isolation and depression because they feel like they are losing it mentally. And then you recognize that just by giving the brain more input through hearing and hearing aids, that it transforms their lives. And they come back, and so many patients come back in tears and so thankful for everything that the hearing aid is doing for them.
Oh, that's wonderful. I love to hear that.
Yeah.
So I saw your previous interview. You have it on your website when you were here with Lisa, and you guys were talking about tinnitus and how that's the body's way of telling you that something's off, something's wrong.
Right.
So, but today we're going to talk about healthy hearing. So tell me, what is healthy hearing and why does it matter?
So healthy hearing is the idea that you're giving your brain the most input it can receive. And so by giving your brain all the aspects that it needs, then you can communicate easier. So it's the idea of what does it take to have healthy hearing? What do I do to give my brain all the input that it needs?
Oh, okay. And so how does hearing work and how does the hearing loss affect us as we age?
Yes, so what happens with hearing is that we actually hear from both sides of our ears, and one ear, the sound goes through from the left ear to the right side of our brain, the other one goes from the right ear to the left side of our brain, and then in real time, the two sides tell each other what's going on. So there could be a blockage anywhere along that path. So in the outer ear, it could be wax, it could be a growth. In the middle ear, it could be fluid. But then in the inner ear, it could be hearing loss due to aging, that the actual hair cells are damaged. So anywhere along that path, hearing can be deteriorating, and that would cause us to have unhealthy hearing. We just wouldn't be giving the full spectrum of sound up to the brain.
What other things or what causes these unhealthy hearing things to happen?
So the biggest thing that happens is aging, right? Our system kind of breaks down over time from use. It could be genetics, it can be diet, and it can also be some external factors, even like ototoxic drugs, different medications that we take that can affect the hearing.
Oh, wow. Okay. And so is there things we can be doing to improve and to keep our healthy hearing?
Sure. The main thing we can do is we can exercise, because the ear is only the size of a pea, so it's hard to believe that the organ of hearing is only that big, and the blood flow going in and out of it is crucial. So the main things that we want to do is to improve blood flow and oxygen. So the way we're going to do that is to exercise, to eat right, to stay hydrated. The more that we can do to have that healthy living that we all need and want to do, but we don't really feel like we should do, because it's easier to sit on the couch than it is to go for a walk. But when we do that, we're really inspiring our body to do its best.
Okay. And so how do you know if your hearing is deteriorating? What are like the first signs or like, okay, I need to go get checked?
Sure. The first sign would be that you're starting to strain a little bit, you're maybe moving in, you're starting to confuse words, not necessarily in quiet like this. You could have a hearing loss, but there's so many cues that are available. There's sentence structure, intonation, inflection, visual. The brain is getting all this input and it says, oh, I can do this. But when you start to go into a more difficult environment, you start to get into background noise, you go to the restaurant, somebody's not facing you, they have the water running, then the brain has to go to a higher level of functioning, and that's when the hearing loss starts to become more evident. And you might say, we're talking about the news and you think we're talking about our shoes, or honey, pick up the fish. Oh, wait, you wanted the dish, not the fish. Like you start to confuse a few of the sounds because the brain isn't getting the full input, so it tries to put together very quickly the input that it has. Sometimes you guess correctly, sometimes you don't.
Is there a typical age that this usually happens, generally happens?
There is, and so that's starting to become more prevalent or known, is that in our 40s and 50s, we lose our vision. In our 60s and 70s, we start to lose our hearing. So at the age of 60, 20% of the population has a hearing loss. By the age of in late 70s, 78% of the population has a hearing loss. So it's in that 60s and 70s that we're starting to see more of a decline, and people doing things about it at a very young age, because now people are coming in and say, oh, I don't need to wear those AirPods, I don't have to have those things, I could actually wear a hearing aid that nobody sees that does so much more and improves my hearing, my comprehension, my understanding, so I don't feel isolated, I'm not insecure, I'm not sitting out in my own world because I'm not communicating. The help is getting so much better.
Oh, that makes so much sense. And I'm sitting here thinking, oh my gosh, you just described a bunch of the things that are happening with me.
All of us in that
my
age.
family's been saying you need to get your hearing checks. I'm like, darn it, they're probably right. But yeah, I really noticed it with COVID when everybody was wearing the mask, that I had no idea how much reading people's lips I had been doing. And once I could no longer see people's mouths, I'm like, what? What did you say? I have no idea what you're saying.
Yeah.
So, yeah, so I need to come see you soon.
Well, that would be the way to start, right? So people ask, what is the first steps of that? Getting a diagnostic test is what you really want. Getting a great baseline so that you can take those results and go somewhere else if you want. Otherwise, as audiologists, we have a master's or doctorate degree in hearing science, so we can diagnose, assess, and treat hearing loss and hearing factors. So maybe you just have wax in your ears. Maybe if you have a ringing or tinnitus, we can address that. So there's lots of things, but getting a great baseline is the way to start.
Okay, great, wonderful. And then real quickly, random, you collect recycling, or tell me about that?
We do. My husband and I, along with a pastor from Uganda and 2 other people, started a nonprofit in 2016, and we actually put water wells into in Uganda. So by collecting plastic bottles and aluminum cans, we are directly impacting the people of Uganda. So we are putting in the water wells, and so patients or anybody else drops them by our office, and we collect them and then send the money to Uganda for water wells.
Oh, that is just incredible. All around, just helping people.
For sure.
Definitely,
Staying healthy.
Definitely a life legacy. Well, thank you for being here today. Appreciate it. And we are going to take a look at weather today. Looking outside right now, it is beautiful, sunny. The storm from Tropical Hillary is definitely gone, and today is beautiful, sunny skies. Will be a high of 80 with a low of 64. Tomorrow, a little bit warmer with some morning clouds, but then it'll burn off to be nice and sunny with 81, high of 81, low of 65, and a high of 78 on Thursday. Mostly sunny on Friday, and by Saturday, it's definitely back to our weather. Full summer sun once again as temperatures increase. And taking a look ahead, tomorrow on this day, we will have the recreation update, and also we'll have the senior center with A. May Roberts. So stay with us for that tomorrow. And thank you for watching This Day. Here's an inspirational quote from Thomas Edison to leave you with. Opportunity is missed by most people because it's dressed in overalls and it looks like work. I'm Bobby Higgins. I'll see you tomorrow. Have a great day, everyone.
Hi, I'm John Bowser Bauman. You probably know me best as Bowser from Sha-Na-Na, but I'm also president of Social Security Works PAC. And you know, when I'm in Laguna Woods, I always watch Village Television. Grease for peace.